Hi, Tim Biggam back again this week for Traders Exclusive, and yet another wild week in the market. Certainly the Ukraine and Greece dominating some of the price action today. As overnight had not a resolution, but a agreement to wait for down the road on both those issues as well. So, resolution not in the cards yet, but kicking the can, certainly that's good enough for the market for the time being. We're pushing right up against that ceiling in the S&P 500, kind of that 2080 level is resistance here, going back kind of a double top so far. Be interesting to see if we can meaningfully break out to the upside here. Given that earnings have been somewhat lackluster, certainly it's going to take some sort of more multiple expansion to push things forward. So I'm a little bit cautious here as always going forward. Wait and see how the market resolves itself. As we talked on the past couple shows, being more opportunistic than tactical here, given this trade-off between somewhat rich stock valuations and obviously some really cheap money. So multiples expanding, how far can they go? $1,000,000 question. But trading goes on nonetheless, and using some option scanners. RB Trader is where I go to. Saw yesterday SINA, S-I-N-A, big volume in the April 37.5 calls. Stock was up 35 cents. These 50 delta options were also up 35 cents. Vol jumped from 35 to 37. I jumped in, took advantage of that situation, just did a simple buy right, buying the stock, selling the calls, just looking for that implied volatility, which normally contracts on an up move, to get back in line here and hopefully take it off for a decent profit. Also looking at, some of the names out there as well with big volume. We saw some volume coming in on Whiting yesterday, able to take advantage by selling some cheap puts on that one out of the money where the buyer is effectively over selling on those. So really looking again to be opportunistic, doing a lot more skew kind of trades, using the option scanner technology to help me identify those. As far as going forward, it really seems to be Apple leading the way here. And if you look at earnings, take out Apple, and earnings are actually negative for this quarter on the S&P 500. That's how big a impact Apple has had on things. And we're seeing that Apple versus, say, Alibaba trade where, the strong getting stronger, the weak getting weaker. We'll see how far that can continue as well. I think leadership in some of these names is getting a little extreme. We're going to have to see the underperformers start to perform a little, I think, to take this market meaningfully higher. So until next week, this is Tim Biggam. As always, and especially in this kind of market environment, where geopolitical and macro news takes forefront, keep your position sizes in place and those stops going. Take care.